we'll start the recording. So, thank you for coming along. Because I've started the recording, I have to do the proper introduction. Last week, I can't remember what we did last week. Oh yeah, I made a dining table which was way too high and chairs that were way too short. I don't know if you remembered. I've altered these now, so the chairs have got longer legs and the table's got shorter legs, and I've actually measured the height of the table now. So this is the height of my dining table. So that should be all.
Centimeters?
Sorry, what?
Was it 80 centimeters?
No, it's 76 centimeters. 75.7 centimeters actually.
Okay.
So, yeah.
80 centimeters would have worked though.
Yeah, it would. So, yeah, today, as I say, I made these today, and I thought, let's just show quickly how I made them. I've already got them put in, so I'm just going to show how I modelled them, and then we'll get this lot uploaded so we can have a little look around. These main cabinets here, there is actually, come on Lisa, there is actually, oh goodness gracious, why isn't it doing that? Maybe I need to change it to local. No, my pivot point's moved. That's okay, we'll fix that in a bit. But yeah, the doors are meant to open properly, but for some reason my pivot point's moved. There are shelves in there. So yeah, if we start with, this is a cooker I downloaded from Sketchfab, this oven. I downloaded it because it said low poly oven, and I looked at it and I thought, there is no way I'm bringing that in. That is not low poly. Now have a look at this. I mean, how many faces on here? Look at this. This is ridiculous. All this
Almost
geometry
looks like
here.
my modeling.
Yeah, it is a bit. It is a little bit. Even the bar here has got way too many subdivisions.
All those beautiful baffles.
Yes, I know, Bart. I'm sorry. And this bit here, I mean, this doesn't need to be shaped like that. This could just be straight and go into the bar. You're never going to see it. It doesn't need that level of detail, and it doesn't need all these bevels on the edges. So this is going to be cleaned up and simplified, really simplified, before I bring it into Unity, because that is just ridiculous. Why, what, sorry?
Why do you think they do that? Like, when that could have
Because it
just
looks
clearly
beautiful.
been like,
Yeah, because it looks gorgeous. Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
okay.
And the thing is, people don't, yeah, I think people try to model off reality rather than what's practical. So rather than just making a cube and making it a bit smaller here, they've actually modelled it to fit the bar perfectly. And I kind of think, well, why?
Wow.
I mean, look at this.
It looks really good though. It's
It
really
does
clean.
look
at
really
these,
good, but that is not what I call a low poly
It's
model.
like engineer specs.
Yeah,
Look at
exactly.
the corners, Lisa.
I
It's
know.
really nice.
I know. But all those
look at
bevels are going to be removed before I bring this into Unity. So it's there just for show, and so I could kind of put the cabinets in the right place and everything else. This also needs a hole cut in the top because this is where my sink is in real life. And then here's the draining board with the dishwasher underneath it, which doesn't work. So I've got a little mini dishwasher standing on top instead. Another one of these corner units, and then, yeah, it just kind of goes all the way along. I've got drawers here, so all that's got to be modelled. But we're going to close that for now. Yes, I'll save it because I can't remember if I've changed anything. And we'll start off with a basic cube, and we'll just model. I'm just going to put the origin at the bottom, so when I scale it, it stays on the floor. Ooh, I've got some bad feedback there.
What is that?
Goodness gracious me.
Oh, that's
Oh.
bad.
Ouch. That was
Ouch.
horrible.
Thank
Sorry,
you. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, yes. So, start off with a basic cube. Now, can't remember, but just going from memory, I've got a feeling, at least here in the UK, that a standard kitchen unit from back to front wall to the front of the unit's usually around 60 millimeters, I think. So I'm just going to say from front to back, which is the y-axis, we're going to say 0.6. Oh God, that's not right. Yeah, no, that's right, 0.6, because this was a 2 meter tap by 2 meter square. So what we'll do, we'll actually just scale it by a half, so it's 1 meter, and then on the y, 0.6. And then width-wise, I can't remember, so I'm just going to eyeball it. On the X, don't know, maybe about that. You know what I think I might do is import the cooker, the oven, we call it a cooker in the UK. Banter projects,
Oven.
rooms. Did I put it in here? I can't remember. I'm sure I did. Oven low poly. Look at that low poly, what a laugh.
Lisa,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a screen running now?
I do, yes.
Yes, she
Yep.
does.
Yes, so if you don't see
I
it,
don't see it.
if you don't see it, what I would suggest you do, if you're on Quest, if you're on a mobile headset, press the on off button just briefly and the screen will go black. Press it again briefly and it'll turn on again, and that should reload everything in the room and you should be able to see the screen. If that doesn't work, you could
Oh.
try.
It is back.
Oh, perfect. Excellent.
Good.
Go.
So let's just go in. Come on, Lisa.
Well, you did that fast.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm just trying to think of the easiest way to do this, because this oven is in so many different parts. I'm gonna, Lordy, come on, take that edge and that
I didn't
edge.
even model the back. Forgot the back, Lisa. The most important part.
You don't need a back.
Yeah, you
Does
do.
it not
That's
have
the
a back?
most
It does have a
important part
back.
of the whole
No.
model.
It does.
The bottom. They forgot the bottom.
Ah, that doesn't matter.
There's no bottom in real life. That's just
Right, so I'll just put the
The skirt.
cursor right at the
true.
bottom in the middle, and
In
we'll
real life,
add
they're open
an
on the back.
empty.
they got a
Add an
vent.
empty.
Yeah, but there's like some really heavy weights in them.
Hmm.
Got that.
They put a
one.
drawer on the bottom, don't they?
Get rid of
Yeah,
the
sometimes,
cameras,
yeah.
we don't want
Yeah.
them.
Like
Get
this
rid of the
concrete
light.
they put in there.
And then I'm just going to parent by pressing Control and P, object, and I'm parenting, except that hasn't worked. Why is that? You know what it is. Undo that. We are going to parent all of these pieces to the empty, but for some reason this is not a good model at all.
They even got a
We
tray
need to
inside.
apply the scale on absolutely everything. I wonder if I
Did you
can
make the
do
model
it.
yourself?
No, for speed, I downloaded this from Sketchfab because I literally had to make the
that's-
kitchen cabinets this afternoon after work, and I didn't have time to do something like this.
Yeah.
But as I say, it's not great. I
No,
don't know
I-
if that's applied the scale to everything. Let's give it a try. There we go. Right, so that's now parented to this empty, so hopefully if I press Alt and G, there we go, it's put the cooker now, oven now on the floor where it should be. So I'm now going to put the cursor back to the world origin because I like things to be just right. So what I'll now do is I'll add in a cube, which I will take that face and put the origin on the face, Alt and G, and that's centered that. We'll move it over and it's, oh, wrong one, basically this unit here that I'm going to be making. This is where that cooker would go. So let's see how I would do it. First thing I would do, take this face, set this up here as your snapping tool. And if you choose face project, you can then take that face. We can turn on the snap if you want, or you can just hold control, which is what I like to do. Press G and Z, so grab to move. Z, we're going to move it down on the Z axis. And if I hover over the top edge of this oven here and press control, it'll snap to exactly the same height as that. And then I'm going to do the same with this face here. Snap that on the X axis, which is that one there. So G, X, control. G, Y, control. And G, Y, control. And then all we need to do is move this to whatever size we want. Now in this case I've just moved it up so it's very close but not in the door frame, because that's actually how it is in my kitchen. I don't have a door frame, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball it for now, probably about that. So that's the basic thing. And then what I want to do is create the countertop here. So what I'm going to do, just have a quick look at it, is I'll press Control and R to create a loop cut, and I'm going to move that up to however thick I want the countertop to be, and then go into face mode, and I'm going to extrude that out. So I just press E and it automatically chooses an axis, which is what the blue line is, and I pull that out to however much of a lip or an overhang I want for the countertop. Back into edge mode, Control and B for bevel, and that's going to create a chamfer. And if you use your scroll wheel on your mouse, you can increase the number of cuts. Now I'm just going to have a couple of extra cuts there and maybe leave it like that. And then if I turn on, no, not that one, up here, turn on cavity and both, and you can see all the edges and shadows really clearly. So now I can see that this isn't smooth, and I want it to have, like, as it is here, a nice smooth rounded edge to it. So we can right click and choose Shade Auto Smooth. If you don't have Auto Smooth, just choose Shade Smooth, and then under here where the little green triangle is, under Normals, turn on Auto Smooth there. And if you still have any hard edges that aren't being picked up, just increase this angle a bit until it is. And then you've got a nice rounded edge. These ones will remain sharp because this is a 90-degree angle. So if I was to increase this to more than 90 degrees, just keep going, we're up to 80 odd. Soon as I hit 90, the whole thing goes wonky because it's smoothing everything. So the standard is 30, and I usually just increase it till it just picks up the ones I want smoothed and no more. So that's our edge. Now what we can do, no, I think we'll do the door first. Shall we do the door? Yes, we'll do the door. So what I'm going to do is take this face. I'm just thinking about this. How am I going to do it? I think the easiest thing is to do another loop cut and just bring it forward to however thick we want the door to be. And I'm going to do another loop cut for where the kickboard would be. So we'll say that's probably about there. Interface mode and select that. And then here, if you hit Alt E and extrude manifold, and I'll show why you need manifold in a moment actually. Let's just do extrude faces. So you just hit E and move this back. But you see you've got these faces here that are left behind, which causes all kinds of issues. So Control E, extrude manifold, and then you can move this back to however far you want for your I mean, it doesn't go beyond the loop cut that we had there, but we could bring it back to that.
Until the loop cut, and then it stops.
That's right. If I had not done that loop cut, which I probably should have done it this way in the beginning, and just done the kickboard first.
Yes.
Extrude manifold. We could actually take that back as far as we want. So I'll bring it back to there for now. And then, excuse me, I can do the other loop cut, except I can't. So what I'm going to do instead, I think, is, I can't remember how I did it now, you know, in the beginning. Just get rid of this, first, back into object mode. I'm going to select hierarchy. We'll just hide that to get it out the way for now.
You just make that into its own shape, Lisa.
Into its own shape.
Separate. Yeah, just separate the square. I will fix it. And you can be able to loop cut it.
Yeah, but I want the door
Just
cutting out of it. So what I'm going to do is use the knife tool.
Okay.
And that's just by pressing the K button. Still forget to use my screencast keys, you know, honestly. So K for knife. As long as you're in vertex mode, you can hover over an edge like this. And then maybe press Z or Z and all the way up to that line. And once you've clicked on that line, you can hit enter and you've got a cut there. And I'm going to do the same on the other side, but I want it to line up with this one. So in order to do that, that's going to be a bit difficult, isn't it?
No,
No.
X-ray mode.
Make it X-ray mode.
X-ray.
Yeah.
And just by the side, we'll cut like both sides.
Yeah, no, I know what I'm
yeah.
going to do. It's absolutely fine. We'll just eyeball it for now. Z. I just think this might be a good way of learning another technique. If you select an edge like this, you can actually double press G twice, like double press G, and it will slide the edge along. I know that looks wonky, but you can slide the edge along.
Yeah. And now if you put it on X-ray, you can line it up with the other one.
Yeah. Or I could go into vertex mode, snap to vertex, GG, and just hover over that one, and I can do the same here, GG, and hover. If it, oh, come on.
I need to listen to the teacher.
I know, I know. Don't listen to teacher, she doesn't know what she's doing. Yeah. GG, we want it to slide that way. We don't want it to go that way. I wonder if I press Y. No, that's still not going to do it, is it? Lordy. Right, okay, we're going to do it your way into X-ray mode. I only want it to go that way, and as soon as I bring my mouse down, it's dragging the whole thing along a different line. So what about
That's
there?
the beauty of Blender, though.
There you
There's
go.
Like a million ways of doing things.
I know.
No, it is.
Okay.
Everybody got that stuff that works.
Right, I'm just going to join these two together with J. J for join.
Huh. Yep.
And then
But
we don't use fill because if we join, we've created two new faces. If we had used fill, so F for fill, all we've done is we've created a line that goes over a single face.
hey, it looks like
Yeah,
Stephanie.
true.
So you need to use J for join, and that will actually split the face.
Good to see you.
Just a loose
Yeah,
catch.
Yeah.
sorry.
So there is our door. I'm going to separate that out. Separate by selection. So I pressed P to separate. And if I come out of edit mode, we've now got a separate piece, which we're going to deal with in a moment. So I'll hide that.
Hold on, Lisa. Hold on.
Mhm.
Je moet even je knopje indrukken van je headset. Even zwart maken en dan weer aandrukken.
Oh ja.
Dan zinkt hij.
Oh ja.
Go ahead.
No, I
ahead,
don't
Lisa.
see it.
Even uit en aanzetten.
Even uit en aan.
Uh,
Heel snel.
Met de knop
Doe het.
op je headset.
Je knopje op je headset zelf.
Ja, even uitzetten
Ja.
en daarna meteen weer aan. Niet inhouden, maar gewoon heel snel. Ik op zwart gaat.
Dat het scherm zwart wordt.
Ja, daar heb ik. Nou.
Didn't you have this
Just not
problem
reaching.
last time you were in here, Stephanie?
Yeah, that's why I went away because it didn't work.
Right.
Yeah.
Maar voor mij het wordt.
Rejoin.
Mhm.
For some reason.
I just try to reload space.
Well, I'm hoping that this time next week I'll have moved the space, although the screen shouldn't make a difference because it's not hosted on Glitch, it's hosted on GitHub. But the actual
Weird.
space he has hosted on Glitch, but I'm hoping to have it moved to Banter servers by next week.
Oh, so I guess I cannot see it, huh? It's
Nope.
Have you tried maybe restarting the app? It's just
Okay,
weird
I
that
will try.
that you can
Yeah,
see the
restart the app,
room
that
but
sometimes
not
helps.
not the screen.
I will try to reinstall the app
Oh man.
because I always I will say nothing. I will be quiet and try to. I will come in again and
We're
then.
trying to listen to the teacher.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
she's all right.
Just
Well, you
listen.
know what? Look, it's always been recorded, Stephanie. You can always watch it on YouTube afterwards.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I did already. Thank
Yeah.
you. Well, I'm going to try to reinstall, and I will be quiet. And if it doesn't work, then yeah,
Okay.
we'll figure out another
Usually
time.
just
Thank
restarting
you.
the app helps, or restart the headset.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
Restart
Yeah, that's a
headset.
good idea.
Thank you. Maybe in a couple
Should
of
have known
minutes
that.
I'm back.
Yeah. Okie doke. So I've hidden the door. I want to finish off the interior of the unit here. So what I'm going to do is first of all is just fill in anywhere where there are spaces missing. Have I still got? Why do I keep turning cavity on and it's not there? So I'll just select those two edges, F for fill, and then I just need to select these two edges and F for fill. And then this face, I'm going to go into face mode. I'm going to inset, so I for inset, and then use the mouse to bring it in a little bit. And then I go into X-ray mode. I'll go to the side view, and I'm going to do E for extrude and just bring this bit back. So now I'll go back to solid view. We have an interior. And then what I want to do is create some shelves. So I'll do a loop cut around there. And
Ew.
These two here, I really don't want them. I'm just going to dissolve edges. Select these three and Control and B for bevel. And I'll just scroll my mouse wheel down because I just want to create 2 lines rather than 1. That's about how thick I want my shelves. And then into edge mode, which I already am, select those 2, fill, select those 2 and fill. And then select those 2 and I have a shelf inside. So I'm quite happy with that as it is. I'm going to come out of edit mode and just quickly have a look at the face orientation, make sure I haven't got any flipped normals. It's all blue, so it's looking good. So we'll unhide everything, except I didn't want to unhide that, did I? So we'll just hide all of that again and work on the door. So I'll hide this and the door. First thing I want to do is
Pretty cool.
just fill in the back and anywhere else that needs filling. Bottom's fine. So going back to the unit that I made earlier on, this is like what my kitchen company called a shaker style door. No idea what that is, but it's just a pattern on the front. I'm going to recreate that. So basically I'm going to do the same thing again, do a loop cut, only this time I'll hit 2 to give me 2 loops, and I click and then right click to set them, and then I can just scale on the X and move them out as far, however far I want them to be. And then I'll do the same this way, 2 loop cuts, scale on the Z, and then let me have a think. I don't want these 2 to be beveled. I'm going to select all the ones looking at this that I want to be beveled. We'll probably just do those ones. So Control and B, bring that out just literally a tiny little bit. And then if I keep those faces selected and select that one, and I'm just going to, Lordy, come on Lisa, extrude them back a little bit, just a wee bit. And that should give me the kind of pattern that I've got on here. And then I think it's just a case of making the handle. So for the handle, I'll just go into orthographic front view, grab my cursor and put it roughly where the bottom of the handle is. Mine do come kind of halfway down the door. And I'm just gonna, for some reason, it always makes the cursor wonky for me, so I just set that to 0 and bring in a cube, which I'm going to scale right down to about there. I'll duplicate it and move it up on the Z axis to roughly where I want the top of the handle to be. And I'll just get rid of that cursor because it's getting on my nerves. And we'll select both of those, join them together into edit mode. Select both of those faces, so it's only the top faces. And then we're going to use my favourite bridge edge loops. Bridge edge loops. And then here, we'll just go side on so I can see what's happening. Number of cuts. Increase that. Well, that's rubbish, isn't it?
What the hell?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You need to change the profile.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I think what I'm going to do, it's not the
Shape
profile
maybe,
that
Lisa.
needs changing. I need to, first of all, double check me faces. That's looking fine. Set the scale. It's probably the scale that I've got wrong. Shall we try that again? Would you believe me if I said this didn't happen earlier on? I just made a handle, no problem, and it worked. No, right, okay. Let me try that again then. So, there we go. It just needed all the transforms setting. So,
It looks dangerous though.
it does, I know. But I'm not finished. So we've just given it a few cuts. You can't really see it here because of the screencast keys. Let's just turn them off briefly. But here you've got merge factor. You can alter that. Oh, that's not going to do anything. Smoothness will lower your handle.
Cool.
And then with profile factor, you can choose one of these if you want, but I just left it on smooth. And if we scroll that down a bit, we can make the handle go a bit thinner and thicker at the ends.
Nice.
You can increase this a few times if you want, but obviously I try and keep things as low poly as possible, just so I can get more stuff in the world. So that's the handle. If you want to scale it down a bit, you can. I might want to scale it a little bit on the X, make it a bit thinner. Yeah, that's okay. And then shade auto smooth again and just increase the angle till you pick up those edges. And there's me handle.
Nice.
Cool.
Let's turn screencast keys on again. How am I doing for time? 25 too. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. So there's me whole unit back. We'll just hide this again. I don't know why I'm even keeping it in there. Now what I did was joined this to this, but what we'll do is do the textures first. Well, the materials at least. So we'll just close that first of all and go into material mode. So you
have to go,
don't
guys.
actually
I will see
have
you
to
soon.
create. Sorry, what?
Okay, Marcel.
I
Oh,
will see
okay.
you soon. I have to go.
Okay.
Oh, you're going.
Bye,
Okay,
Marcel.
Marcel. Thank you for coming
Yeah,
along.
I'm sorry. I will see you soon, guys.
Okay, Marcel.
Have a good one.
It was good to see you. Oh, he's gone. Haven't seen him in ages.
Oh,
So the screen is gone.
Yeah, it's here. It's here.
Okay.
Don't worry. So the materials, you don't have to actually do the materials. You don't have to make them in Blender at all, but you do need to create material slots. And it's a good idea to at least bring in your basic texture without, you don't have to do normals and everything else in Blender. As long as you've got the basic texture so you can unwrap properly and make sure that it fits. So what I'm going to do is start off with the main unit. We'll hide the door for now. And we'll go into edit mode and just decide which bits basically you want which colour. So we want, if I take that top face and just press Ctrl and A to increase the selection a bit, we've got all of that round the edges. We then want to just get this beveled bit. So we'll choose that face, hold down Control, and it'll choose everything in between to the next face. It always picks the shortest path. And then that one there, and we've selected all of that top. And then the rest of it, so this is going to be the red granite colour, and this is going to be cream. So if we go into material slots, we'll create 2 materials. The first material you create will always apply to the entire object. And then any further ones apply to other bits that you select. So if I make this first one, oh, look at that, I've already got some materials, how bizarre. We'll just create a new one and I'm going to call it cream and just give it a creamy colour. Oh, that's a bit green. Maybe something like that. No, that's not very good either. Maybe something like that, just an off-white. And then this bit is going to be this colour, so we need to assign this to that one. I'll just click that a few times and we'll call that red granite. And then if I go into shading mode for red granite, you can see it's the right material here. I'm just going to bring in that material, so go into wherever I've saved it, rooms, assets, and it's down here somewhere. I can't remember what it was called though now. Hang on, let's have a look. What was the material? Granite red. Well, it would be, wouldn't it? So let's look for that. G, granite red base colour. Just drag that in and hook it up. And that's way too big, that texture, but we're going to do the UV unwrapping now. I'll just get rid of that handle, hide that. And we'll start off with this top bit, so UV editing. And then I think the easiest thing to do with this, because it's all based on a cube, is just to do a cubic unwrap. So U for unwrap, C for cubic, which is this one, cube projection. And then I'll just bring up my usual UV Packmaster and pack it. What you can do if you don't have Packmaster is just UV pack islands and then give it however much, you know, whatever margin you want. So we'll say maybe something like that. For me, I just hit pack and UV Packmaster does it all for me. So there is, I'm quite happy with that for the granite on the top. And we don't really need to unpack this because it's a solid colour, but we do when it comes to the light maps. So this is where we'll just take the whole thing. Actually, you know what? I think I will, just because I don't like leaving stuff out. We'll do a quick cubic unpack for that as well. And then into UV editing, UV maps, create a second one for the light map. We're going to give that one some more padding because we really don't want any light bleeding. We'll just select the whole thing. Have I still got screencast on? I don't know if it's working in this screen. Select it all. U, C for unwrap. Again, A for everything. And pack, and we'll pack that a few times just to make sure it's worked out the best possible area for packing. And that's my light map UV. So that's that bit done. Now this bit, the handle and the door, I'm going to join those together. And if we go into edit mode, if I hover over the handle and press L, that will select all the linked faces. And because it isn't actually part of the door mesh, we've joined them together, but they're still essentially separate meshes. It's selected only this handle. So for this, I want to give it a material, which I'm going to call metal. That'll do. I don't really need to make it metallic, but what the hell, we'll just turn metallic up and roughness down a bit. And then we'll press Ctrl and I to invert and create another one, which this is just going to be the cream colour, and we'll assign all of those. So that's basically the door. Now the door, I might as well do the cubic unwrap again, and then we create a new light map, select everything, cubic unwrap, make sure I've got the higher amount of padding so that we don't get any bleeding of shadows and lights and stuff. I know that this isn't enough, and I'm probably going to have to increase it to 0.05 because the bake I've done here, we do have a bit of bleeding. There's some weird light here. There's a weird shadow down here. This all just is a bit of trial and error. Just increase the padding, re-export it, and try another bake, and it will improve, but I'm not going to fix it for now. We're just going to leave it as it is. So there is our kitchen unit. So, as I say, if you're not already familiar with it, in order to export your kitchen unit, first of all, you must apply the transform, at least the scale on it. And you do that by pressing Control A and apply scale. And the same on the door. And then you just file, export, FBX, save it wherever you need to save it to. Banter projects, rooms, where is it? Rooms. I usually stick it in assets. Give it a name. Make sure you tick selected objects. Otherwise it will export everything in the world. Give it a name and it will appear in here ready for you to drag into your scene. And that's basically what I've done here with the kitchen units. So the only thing left to do really is to give these a collider. So to make sure that you don't like a ghost float through your units, we're going to add a box collider on that one and that one. And this one, I think we'll give it a mesh collider, but we'll make it convex. It just means we're going to get a diagonal bit there, but I'm not that worried. So mesh collider. You can use mesh colliders, but they're more complex and it's more geometry for it to your headset to have in memory. If you make it convex, it simplifies it, and like I say, it just means you won't be able to walk into that corner bit there. So that's what I'm going to do with those. We don't need to add a collider to, well, I don't want that, that's a 2D one. Let's try that again. Box collider. Has that got a proper one? No, it hasn't. I've given them both 2D box colliders. Lordy, good job I realised. There we go. So we're ready just to upload. So we open up our Banter bundle builder. And what I like to do is use auto upload. And to do that, you need your code. So in side quest, I'm not sure where I'm going to fit. Oh, is it spaces? No, that's just general Banter spaces. They've changed this whole thing, haven't they? Has anybody noticed it's more difficult to find stuff? My apps, my spaces. There we go. What have I called it? Did I call it anything? Yes, I called it Lisa's house. So you basically need to create a space to load it up to, which you either have or haven't done. I would recommend if you haven't, you do. Otherwise you won't be able to upload it. And to do that, you just hit the create a space button. You give your space a name and a quick description and save it. And once that's done, you can go into manage your spaces. View my spaces. I'm just going to find it again because I've already done this. Manage space. And if you click on the Banter tab at the top, it gives you the URL of your space. And this is the bit you need to upload to. So for me, it's this code. So you pop that. Oh, that's wrong. Pop that into here. So you've got your code in. Just don't forget, don't put in the bant.in because it already adds it. You just need that first code bit. And then you're ready just to build and upload. And it should just work. So I'm going to do that now because we've got 10 minutes left. And hopefully if it's quick, we can run in and have a little look. And
Do you have to do
You
anything
just
special
see-
for shaders or anything, or no?
Nice.
I think you're right. I didn't save it, did I?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, well. I wouldn't care. Just before I did that, I thought, oh, I must remember to save. I'm a bit afraid to cancel as well in case, you know, I lose anything. So
Oh,
I'll
no,
just
never
leave
cancel.
it for now. No, I know. I've made that mistake before.
Yeah.
Hopefully shouldn't be long. You said something about shaders.
Yeah, is there, they don't do the shader thing anymore, right?
I'm
where
not
you have
sure
to
what you
match up
mean.
things well, I remember doing the glitch thing. Does this still support glitch, or is it not doing that anymore?
Well, this has been uploaded to Banter, but you can still upload to Glitch
Right.
if you wish. I
Oh,
mean,
you
it
can.
does
Okay.
still work. You can still host your spaces anywhere you want.
Okay.
But obviously, you know, we've had that many problems with Glitch. I think most people are preferring to move away from it now. And to be honest,
well,
it's
the
easy
sha-
enough to do it with Banter. Just remember to save your scene and then drag your sample scene into the box and hit build and upload now. So I'm just doing it again.
But
this
if you have
is
any
not
custom
being
shaders,
complicated.
does it say anything about them, or is it used to
No.
go through them all and tell you about the shaders and stuff?
I've never had any problems with custom shaders, to be honest. I get a lot of these yellow warnings, but I don't even look at them. You know, I only really worry if I get a red warning, because then I know something hasn't worked. It's not just a warning to say, are you sure you're meant to do this? Because I know I meant to do it. And if anything doesn't work,
Right.
then I'll go back and look at it. It's not worth
But if I
stressing
was like
over
using
these
an
yellow.
Autodesk shader or something like that, am I going to have a problem using that? Or?
You might do. Yeah, you might do. I mean, I have to admit, I have used Autodesk Interactive for transparency, and it worked fine for me in the world that I used it in. But now that I've got Amplify, I just find it's better to make me own. I mean, if it's a simple shader, if you only wanted to do something simple, there's no point using a big complex shader, because it still has to do all those calculations, even if you're using a tiny part of it. It's much more performant to
Right.
have a very, very simple shader that just does what you want and nothing else.
Yeah. I have a third-party shader I was using for transferring GLBs into my scene,
Right.
and it uses its own shaders. And I didn't know if that would work in the newer version or not.
Well, there's only one way to find out. I would just give it a
Yeah,
try,
yeah, try it
upload
out,
it
yeah.
and see what happens, and fingers crossed it's all good. So we've
Yeah.
got here that this
'Cause
was
it broke in the
uploaded.
last one. So.
Right. It is, I don't know if you can see the time here on my screen. It's 7:53 for me. The last upload was 7:52, so we know it's uploaded correctly. So really, the only thing left to do is to pull up a portal and go and have a look.
Nice. You're home.
Yeah. It's very basic, but you know.
Yeah,
Let's
but
see. My
nice.
spaces. Lisa's
I was
house.
also doing my
And there's a
home little
portal.
bit.
So shall we go and
I
have a look and hope we don't fall
only
through the
need to
floor?
do the stairs.
Wauw.
En dan, nou ja, de hal moet ik doen. En dan is het klaar.
Are you coming along, Stephanie, Bart? Let's go and have a look at my house. Oh, I'm already
tiny.
inside.
Scale's a little off.
It is a little off, isn't it?
Tiny house.
It is tiny. Real world measurements are used as well, you know. It
Oh,
just
yeah.
goes to show it's the same as alt space, that the avatars are actually bigger
Yeah.
than
Yeah, this is.
Oh, then the actual.
so
yeah,
it's
Oh, I cannot.
the eye level.
it's the same as alt space. You just need to increase everything by 10%, and then it makes it more realistic scale.
Oh, that's good to
I
know.
think at least plenty of.
No.
Nice. Oh,
It is rather
Oh,
small though.
Z-fighting.
ouderwetse
That's me
opbergkast.
We got
understairs
some
cupboard.
Z-fighting.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
this is
I'll
your
fix that.
computer room?
This is the cupboard under the stairs. It's full of crap.
Yeah.
This is where Lisa keeps the
That's
IT
really
people.
old.
The
This
IT
is
Yeah,
what the
people.
to
IT
meet
people.
people.
I've still got to make a
IT
garage door
people.
as well, haven't I? This is my garage.
Oh, is this? Oh, it's the garage. Okay, I was wondering
Yeah.
because it's all bricked in and whatnot.
Yeah. No, there's actually a roller, one of those metal roller doors here for the front.
Oh,
I
okay.
just haven't made it
Oh.
yet.
Oh, it looks
Well
spooky.
This is
Yeah,
fun.
is it your
This is my
crime
utility room. This is where my washing
garage?
machine is.
Oh,
This is my kitchen. It's not finished.
Little tour.
yeah, good.
Counter is a
Big kitchen.
It's very tiny. Look,
such
you
a-
could like sit on my
Oh,
cooker when it's
yeah.
there.
Do you have any ceiling
Oh.
fans in here?
You have to see
No,
my kitchen.
I'm in the northeast of England. We don't
Ah.
use ceiling fans. Everything needs to be heated
Okay.
up because I'm in the frozen north.
Same over here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Not as far as Scotland, though, eh?
I'm very close to
Pretty
Scotland.
close.
Yeah,
Are you?
yeah.
Mm. Cool. Can you
It's on my
also
bucket
go
list.
upstairs?
Not yet.
Or
I
is
haven't
there
built
not-
upstairs
not
yet.
yet?
This is
Ow,
me
ow.
downstairs toilet.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are
Oh, yeah. Oh.
in the closet. Oh,
And
there
you
go.
look out of the window and you see the
Yeah,
flower
look at your
fields.
beautiful
Yeah.
garden.
Well, the window's frosted
your
in my
garden.
toilet. You can't see out, which is a good thing. Because it means people can't see
Oh,
in.
nice view from up here.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, considering this has just been a week by week lesson showing how to do stuff, it's you know, it's coming together into a little world. It needs tweaks and it needs more adding, but you know, I think we'll get there. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's good to
Thank,
show.
thank you so much, Lisa.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's been fun. You should have been here when we did the cave as well. That was a bit of fun.
Oh,
Because I made a treasure
Oh,
chest
thank you,
and
Lisa.
Shane sat in the treasure chest. Yeah, you're
Oh,
welcome.
cool.
Okay. Bye bye.
Good now.
I think people are going to another event that's starting now, so that's why we
Aw,
couldn't really
okay.
run over. But
So, I just have to watch the other YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yay.
I shall just
Okay.
stop
Oh, you
the
already
recording
made your
now.
house.